morning, Nigeria. It's Friday, and you can almost feel the weekend knocking. But before you clock out mentally, we are here to make make sure you are clocked in politically, socially, intelligently. I am Samson Balgo, and this is Daybreak Live Extra, your Friday edition, where we keep it real, relevant, and it's just a little bit relaxed there.
Definitely, and I'm Oluwayemi Adelako. You know how Fridays go. The country is still buzzing, but with a different kind of energy. From the chambers of the Senate to the studios of social media, there's always one headline that makes you say, wait, what? Is that possible?
And I'm Anulu Akpo, and today is one of those. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adohan is inviting Senate President Godswill Akpabio and his colleagues to Kogi for project commissioning, political friendship, or quiet campaigning. Either way, the Red Chambers are going on a road trip.
Well, you know, only in Nigeria can a project invitation sound like political pilgrimage. But beyond the banter, it's also a reminder that visibility in politics is everything. And Friday or not, the power game never sleeps.
Coming up shortly, Daybreak News will bring you top stories and updates shaping Nigeria's socio-political mood this morning.
Definitely. Then we add to the front pages from policy to power play, and the punchlines in between. Our analyst Leko Shobwali joins in for the newspaper headlines and analysis to help us read between the lines, not just what's written, but what's intended.
And for today's big story, we are switching lanes a bit into rhythm, revenue, and real talk, understanding the business side of music. Because talent alone doesn't pay the bills. Of course, strategy does.
Joining us is Peter Ayomeposi Ilesomi, a music business expert, teacher, and minister, breaking down how passion meets profit in Nigeria's booming music scene.
Then we round things up with Trend Watch, where Friday fun meets national conversations, from politics to pop culture and everything trending in between.
All right, it's Friday, Daybreak Live Extra, where the tone is lighter, but inside still it's very hard.
So like I would say, grab your cup of cocoa or coffee or zobo if you like cocoa, if you are from where I'm from.
Maybe Kono anyway.
No problem. The weekend is about to start. Prepare to enjoy.
It's going to be a deep dive into the weekend.
Definitely.
Good to have you guys on the show.
I mean, it's such a beautiful day to have my cocoa or cocoa.
Ensure that cocoa is not so hot.
I mean, let it simmer. I love it simmer.
Okay.
So when it simmers, then we can...
Well, I must commend you too. You look, absolutely... how do I put it?
You look very well.
You look gorgeous this morning, and you look really handsome.
Both of you look so dapper. Let me join both of you together.
I would have loved to join you two together.
I don't want to waste my English.
Join us together.
I want to use something different about you both, but
okay.
I've been able to do that anyway.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Guys.
Yes, good morning.
To be back on the show, and most definitely this is the final edition for the week. And as much as we want to say it's the final edition, the headlines are still buzzing out there, and most definitely we are going back to the Red Chamber. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adohan, has done the, well, should we say it's the unthinkable? But, if not for the underlining brouhaha on the floor of the Red Chamber, we might say, it's nothing really serious. But with the issue between these two, I might say, well, is it a deliberate attempt for Senator Natasha Akpoti-Adohan to taunt, the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio?
Really, I will not say that, because when checking reactions yesterday, I saw a lot of comments. I think it's a good development and then a sense of maturity on our side to say that regardless, we cannot fight forever. But one thing I tell people is when it comes to political wars, don't die in anybody's war.
Right.
Because when they were visiting each other's houses, to take pictures, you were not there. And by the time they'll settle all of these problems, you might not be there as well. So basically, I think, I read a comment that says maybe Natasha is inviting Akpabio and the other senators to see the project she's been able to, work on while she was in suspension without funds. And some other persons are saying, Akpoti, or let me say Senator Akpabio should be careful because we still have a case pending in court.
Right.
So you should be careful on where you would like to go to. But then I don't think it's a big deal like that. If he wants to attend, why not? I don't think it's something that will cause any problem. At the end of the day, they are not meant to fight forever. Because when I read the report, it said that even before now, ever since she resumed, her duties, I think September 24, she's been engaging with Senator Akpabio during plenary, trying to talk about the proceedings and the likes. It's a good development. They won't fight forever, regardless of whether they still have a case in court. So that's the way I see this matter.
So I'll say, Senator, we didn't get an invite. We didn't get a memo. I mean,
Never say never.
The event is
still on Sunday.
I mean, we should be there. I want to be, just to go on. But again, yes, let's get into the conversation quite obviously, like you also mentioned, like you guys have said. Senator also did not just do this. Now I'm going to present something that is also a thing to consider. Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, just after the old brouhaha, like you mentioned, did something quite significant too that we should not, turn our eyes away from. She brought a legislation to the House, a legislation that would make for a national center for autism, and also to have like a national center in Nigeria, and to have like 6 geopolitical centers across the country, Nigeria, which is quite laudable because it's something that we should talk about. There are things that people don't get to see, but they are very important because we have autistic people in Nigeria, so we have to also have that caption to included in whatever legislation we're making, which is quite a development from that side. And moving on from that, but there's always a conversation, especially in the space of the African settings, should we say the Nigerian settings now, to say if somebody does something that offends a particular group of people and the person is also credible in terms of competence, so they put the two together to say this person is competent but has character defaults. I'm not accusing Natasha to have, and I'm just saying like we could have that conversation. Some would say your credibility would not stand when your character is in default, in a sense. Because I also attended a university where they believe in character and in learning. That's how they teach. So they are very intentional.
You want to say your university?
I did not mention the university, by the way.
Okay,
so in character and learning, so they feel like you should not just learn. You also learn character, not just learn whatever you came to study, but you also learn character, which is quite a thing. So that conversation, some people have said, I saw some comments and they were like, okay, I'm not sure I want to really like Akpoti because of what she did. She caused the brouhaha, she caused the tension in the house, and now she's trying to do something. Maybe she's trying to do, because there's a way some news outlets have brought this story, it's a reconciliatory party, kind of. That was the caption they gave to you, like, okay, is there a way, because
the media sometimes
there's been a lot of things.
You have to put a sensational headline on your story.
Exactly. But there's been a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't get to see, especially about reconciliation. Some are saying that if Natasha does not bow to the powers that be, she might not have a voice in the House.
Actually,
but Natasha is quite... Okay.
Quickly to buttress that, I think just recently when she returned to the floor of the House, she moved, someone moved a motion, and she was to second that motion, and nobody followed Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. It took Senator Adams Oshiomhole to intervene at that time and just put the matter to rest. So after she talked, and she was expecting someone to second that motion, but nobody stood up. So it became more or less of an issue on the floor of the House until Senator Adams Oshiomhole, intervened, and then they just, slit that matter under the House.
I think it would take a little time for maybe the other senators
more like
to
an
warm
adaptation.
Up. Yes, to warm up.
It was a bit weird at the House.
Period.
Yeah, I saw what happened. It was weird when Natasha, in fact, she wrote a letter to the Senate. It was the Senate President Akpabio himself that read the letter to the House. And the first thing Baba said, Baba was smiling. It was... I don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, but the way Papa was smiling was, okay, this is good. So after he mentioned Natasha is inviting us and all of that, the whole house busted into a big laugh. Everybody was smiling, and I felt like,
what's going on here?
It's expected, but I like the fact that Senator Akpabio was even very mature about it and said congratulations in advance.
Exactly.
But the issue now is the event is for Sunday in Kogi State, Ihima. See. Let's just assume that Senator Akpabio will attend the event, and then imagine. Okay, let's assume from suspension to scissors, cutting photos up. I mean, it's going to trend so much. Let's just assume
it's a huge transition anyway. It's going to be a very big transition from court cases back and forth, and then to cutting the ribbon at an event hosted by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. It's a big transition. I mean, if you are into editing, you would know what that really means. Two things that really do not match, then you begin to match them together. At least you just want to make it. I mean, it's a lot to unpack. I'm beginning to wrap my head around it at this time, and then I don't see it happening. I don't think the Senate President will be there.
Because I mean,
If there are 109 seats there for all senators, I don't think we'll have more than 20. I'm just my projection. But out of 20, I don't think the Senate president will be there, or even the deputy Senate president.
It might send a representative to say that represent me there.
Deputy speaker might.
But then let's see. I don't think at that event we won't see senators, at that event. Let's just say.
I'm not saying they won't be there. No, I'm just saying out of 109, maybe 20, and that's a huge percentage.
It's even high. I mean, if 5 senators are there, I mean, they've represented the Senate.
Well, 2 from Kogi. Plus Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, and that makes it 3.
Okay.
Well, maybe from neighboring states, from Benue.
Senators?
Well, the female senators, when she had issues with the Senate president, how many of the female senators came out to speak openly on behalf of Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan?
No, that's another issue.
That speaks a lot about the relationship between Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan and other female senators on the floor of the House. So relationships do matter. Now, if you are a senator, I am a senator, we don't have good relationships, and you have extended an invitation to the floor of the House, and you are inviting all 109 senators, I don't think I'll be there, because you don't like me, I don't like you. It's not about any other thing. Yes, people might say, oh, you might want to put national interest, at the forefront of every other thing. A project executed by Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for the people of Kogi State, which does not affect my senatorial district one bit. If it's a national project, and then let's say in Abuja, a minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, has invited every senator to be a part of such celebration. We might all want to be there because it doesn't affect us anyway. We are not going to any other person's state. It is in the FCT. Or maybe another senator who had no issue with the Senate president.
I think you have
But the only thing I'm thinking about very quickly before you come on board is that, when it comes to the issue of loyalty, you have to play your card wisely. And on the floor of the House, one thing I have noticed these days, and of course in time past, is that, before you can be called to actually say a thing or two on the floor of the House, you must belong to the powers that be. And, we have seen situations where first-time reps, first-time senators are just relegated senators. You don't get to say too much. Even when you submit some bills, it is not given so much attention. That's because you just came on board. You are not yet in the clique. But when you come back the next time, you know who to talk to, especially people who were there with you in the last Senate House. So I'm beginning to think that people will now play the loyalty card. If Senator Akpabio says he's not going, be rest assured that most senators will not be there.
Yeah. And to think that the event is happening at our residence in Ima, and then I saw a comment that said, this one that...
Are you not sure they're not... She's not trying to trap them into coming there, and then they get booed.
If I thought you want to attend, be careful, because, we still have a case going on in court. But there's another angle to the story. I read a tweet that said, okay, Senator Natasha is trying to make us look stupid. That's coming from some of our supporters. That's why I say, if you want to, in this issue, when this program started, I don't think Natasha or Akpabio forced anyone to say, support me on this matter. You supported either of them.
Based on your free will.
So you say, okay, she's trying to make us look stupid. I don't think it's a very good statement, because, we do not expect that this war will continue forever.
Let me also call to the chase of what you've just said now. She's doing this to celebrate her second year in office. Some would say, is that second year is complete because of the suspension? But that's a clause anyway.
Maybe a year, 6 months. Let's put it that way.
Okay, so exactly. So another thing she put in the letter is that the place is quite a distance. If you know Kogi, Kogi is a very large place. The state is quite large. It's massive, right? So she was even given details on how to get to her place. She said the first get, if you are traveling by air, then there's a Obajana airstrip. That's where you first get to before you now take a road trip again from that airstrip to Ihima.
For people coming through Abuja, they can come by road. I think she was very nice. Even told them how they can come for the event.
There's a saying in Yoruba that they say that anybody whose house is far, if your house is far to me, it means I don't like you.
If I love you, it doesn't matter
the distance, right? So that's the thing. So even if it's far,
Yoruba saying anyway.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
it doesn't apply in Kogi.
If you are a supporter of Natasha, it doesn't matter whether Kogi is so far from Ibadan. You can just, fly.
I can even take a road trip.
Really?
Taking pictures by
because I think there are also a group of people who believe Senator Natasha is doing so well. We've seen even before now, there was a time she flagged up some of the projects she did. It was quite massive. Empowerment programs and all of that in Kogi, which was why, maybe that speaks to why she has a volume of people behind her. Remember when she was reinstated back, you saw a lot of people crowd. Everybody gathering. That could have been a thing that she's doing well in her constituency.
Don't be carried away by the crowd you see behind the politicians. It's a lot to... sometimes most of these people are paid. They are just a rented crowd, and then they will be there.
It's
difficult enough in Nigeria to know that. I mean, it's not that difficult to know that people are really suffering. And then if you give them 10,000 naira to just appear in the sun for 2-3 hours.
Give them 2K.
My friend, they will be there.
Yeah.
They will be there. Even left for less than... I mean, I saw a video, I think that was about 2 years ago, after a protest. And some women were sitting down. That was in Abuja. Some women were sitting down, and someone walked up to them and said, why are you not living here? The protest is over. I said, the money they promised us, they have not given us. So we don't have money to go back home. So we are waiting for them to bring the money they promised us. They sat down there.
The protest is probably
during the election,
by
during the last election. Yeah, we saw a video. I think it was in Ondo. It was in Ondo. One of our people, recorded the video from Ondo and sent down to Ibadan. And then they were talking to a family of I think about 6. And the woman was saying, "Look, we have voted." We were asking them questions. Have you voted? He said, "We have voted and we have collected money." And the daughter was saying, "No, we did not collect money. They gave us money now." So it's really a difficult situation for average Nigerians right now. There used to be a time where we had different classes, about 3 different classes in Nigeria.
Distinct.
We had the middle class who, they were not so rich, maybe a car, a house, and then the children will go to good schools. The rich, yes, we know what they do, and the poor who are really struggling. But now it's more or less like 2 different classes, distinct classes. The 1% and the other 99% who are not really doing too fine. So that's the situation we currently find ourselves in the country. So if you now fall within that 99%, which you and I know where we belong to, right? It will be very difficult for you to turn down these politicians when they come and they say, this is what we are giving you to do this for us. So you cannot really blame people who go out to protest or maybe to follow politicians because they know what is coming. Don't you see them when they write lists on protest grounds? Put your name, put your account number. You get your token.
And also, there's also the part of loyalty. Speaking of Natasha now, I read a tweet that I think she posted on her IG page recently. I don't know if you've heard about this Ochanaya girl's case that died in 2018 because she was raped by one father and one son. What a legacy. And then
I saw a poster recently.
She wrote to the family to say that write me a petition so I can be on the case. I think that's the reason why some persons wholly support her, because she loves to give voice to the voiceless. And look at Shawore now. They are very they are core supporters of Shawore. Right. Why? Because they like what he does in terms of coming out to protest on their behalf and the like. So whether or not, you always have supporters, whether they are leave or faith, or they are there for what they want to do.
Yeah. So suffice it to say, lastly, suffice it to say that Natasha is commendable for many things, but one, courage. I've not seen so many women who are this bold. She has a heart of a lion. And it's obvious. Everything she does, she's not holding back. She's not going to stoop low. She's not condescending. She's ready to fight today. I'm not saying fight in the wrong way. I'm saying she's ready to stand up for whatever she says she wants to do. So some people might consider this thing as a way to just show us, there's a way they say, like you use your project to show you people see, are they work? You think that are they joke? Are they work for a year? Nobody say are they joke for a year. It's just a way to show, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing so much, and you guys need to see it. I love the boldness, and I commend it.
It's commendable. And I think the people of Kogi Central, they love her for that. They always come out to support her because they know the great work that she's doing. Even while she was in suspension, she was still carrying out some project, and I think part of it is what she's about to commission.
Yeah, it's really nice to come out and say, look, well, we have to commend Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan for, even after all the issues, 6 months, she still has projects to commission. I mean, that's a really big one from Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. And most definitely, this also speaks to other women out there. Really, have your own money. It's very important. When you have your own money, there's a lot of things you can do for yourself. I mean, that gives you confidence to stand up and say, look, this I cannot take, and you can't force it down my throat. So this will be the confident point to draw the curtains on this segment of the show this morning. Now, we take weather report right now, and then we'll be starting from the ancient metropolitan city of hospitality, Ibadan. And that is Ibadan Southeast this morning. Weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius in Ibadan. And later in the morning, it will rise to 28 degrees Celsius, cloudy. And by afternoon, it will be mostly cloudy and rise to 30 degrees Celsius. It will drop further down at 25 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy in the evening, and cloudy overnight in Ibadan at 24 degrees Celsius today.
All right, this morning, let's cross over to Ekiti Southwest. The weather this morning feels like 23 degrees Celsius, and later this morning is expected to be around 27 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 8%, and in the afternoon, 30 degrees Celsius, showers around 37%. In the evening, 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy, around 9%, and overnight, 23 degrees Celsius, cloudy, around 9%. That's where we are for Ekiti Southwest this morning.
And from Ekiti now to Lagos State. Lagos State, Nigeria, the weather feels like 30 degrees Celsius, across board. But later, slight variations from morning to evening, and 28 degrees Celsius, cloudy in the morning. Later in the afternoon, it's 29 degrees Celsius with scattered thunderstorms also expected. Evening is 27 degrees Celsius and mostly cloudy. And overnight is also mostly cloudy at 26 degrees Celsius in Lagos State, Nigeria today.
All right, we'll take a step to Ogun State in Abeokuta South this morning, and weather currently feels like 24 degrees Celsius in Abeokuta. And later in the morning, it will rise to 29 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy at 9%, and it will also be mostly cloudy in the afternoon at 31 degrees Celsius, and also at 17%, and mostly cloudy, same, in the evening at 26 degrees Celsius at 8%, and it will be cloudy overnight at 24 degrees Celsius in Abeokuta today.
All right, let's drive down to Lorraine East Kwara this morning. Weather feels like 24 degrees Celsius, and later this morning is expected to be around 29 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 1%. In the afternoon, 34 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 0%. And in the evening, 26 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 5%. And overnight, 24 degrees Celsius, cloudy, around 9%. As we are for Lorraine East Kwara this morning.
And still in southwest, Osun Osogbo is where we are in Osun State. Weather feels like 24 degrees Celsius. And later in the morning, 28 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy. And afternoon is also mostly cloudy. It's expected to be at 31 degrees Celsius. And the evening is mostly cloudy as well, 24 degrees Celsius. And overnight, the weather is cloudy. Still no variation, no changes. It's still 24 degrees Celsius in Osogbo. That's what is expected in Osun State today.
All right, we'll take a smooth drive to Abuja, the FCT this morning, the Federal Capital Territory. Weather is currently fair in Abuja. It's 23 degrees Celsius right now. And later in the morning, it will rise to 29 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy. It will be partly cloudy in the afternoon at 33 degrees Celsius. All clear in the evening at 26 degrees Celsius, and mostly cloudy overnight at 23 degrees Celsius in Abuja today.
All right, let's drive down to Port Harcourt Rivers, the home of one of our popular ministers. Weather this morning feels like 21 degrees Celsius. Later this morning is expected to be around 24 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 17%. In the afternoon, 25 degrees Celsius, scattered thunderstorms, around 45%. And in the evening, 22 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 24%. And overnight, 21 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 24%. That's what we have for Port Harcourt Rivers this morning.
And in the biggest state in Nigeria, that's Niger State, Suleja, that's where we are now. The weather is fair at 22 degrees Celsius. Also variations in the morning, 29 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy. And later in the afternoon, 33 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy. The weather is quite clear in the evening, expected to be at 25 degrees Celsius. And overnight is mostly cloudy as well. 22 degrees Celsius in Suleja, but across board, the weather is fair at 22 degrees Celsius in Niger State.
All right, moving on to Kaduna State this morning. Of course, the capital of Kaduna State, Kaduna. And by morning, as we currently speak, weather currently feels like 17 degrees Celsius right there, partly cloudy. And later in the morning, it will be also partly cloudy and rise to 28 degrees Celsius in Kaduna. It will be partly cloudy in the afternoon at 32 degrees Celsius. Also partly cloudy in the evening at 22 degrees Celsius, and all clear overnight at 18 degrees Celsius in Kaduna today.
All right, let's drive down to Kano Municipal. Weather this morning feels like 19 degrees Celsius. Later this morning is expected to be around 30 degrees Celsius, partly cloudy, around 0%. I don't know. Okay, in the afternoon, 34 degrees Celsius, mostly cloudy, around 0% as well. In the evening, 24 degrees Celsius, 0% as well for partly cloudy. And overnight, 19 degrees Celsius, mostly clear. You know it now, 0%. Thank you for being a part of the segment.
All right, that's all we can take on weather report this morning. Let's go on a quick break. When we return, we'll take the news. The show is still Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television.
Live Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Hello and welcome. This is Daybreak News on Dominion Television. My name is Anoluakpo Ido. President Bola Tinubu has decorated the newly appointed service chiefs with their new ranks. The short ceremony took place in the council chamber of the presidential villa in Abuja. The new service chiefs, Olufemi Oluyede, Chief of Defense Staff, Wahidi Shoaibu, Chief of Army Staff, Idi Abbas, Chief of Naval Staff, and Kelvin Aneke, Chief of Air Staff, were appointed by President Bola Tinubu in October 2025. The federal government has disbursed 2.3 billion naira to federal universities to clear outstanding arrears owed to academic and non-academic staff. In a statement by the personal assistant on special duties to the President, Kamaruddin Yusuf, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, said the funds were processed through the office of the Accountant General of the Federation and that universities will begin to receive payments immediately. Alausa affirmed that all engagement with ASU and other unions are being conducted in good faith, stressing that agreement will remain within realistic budgetary limits to maintain stability in the education sector. The Senate has approved the appointment of Bernard Doro as a Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria after a brief screening session. Doro promised to create a humanitarian ecosystem that is inclusive, guided by impartiality and independence. During his appearance before lawmakers, Doro pledged to enhance coordination among security agencies to more effectively identify and support individuals affected by crisis. After a brief round of questioning, the senators voiced satisfaction with his qualifications and readiness to serve. Meanwhile, the Senate has begun consideration of a bill seeking to establish a national center for autism in 6 zonal centers across the country for research, diagnosis, and care. The proposed law, sponsored by Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central, aims to institutionalize early detection and intervention for children and adults with autism while promoting awareness, professional training, and nationwide inclusion. The bill was widely commended by lawmakers across party lines, with several senators lauding its focus on inclusion and institutional reform. Senate President Godswill Akpabio referred the bill to the Senate Committee on Health for further legislative work, urging the committee to engage stakeholders and ensure the framework reflects Nigeria's realities. Oyo State government has made significant progress in food production through deliberate agricultural interventions that have lowered food prices and boosted farmers' productivity across the state. The Commissioner for Agriculture and Rural Development, Honorable Olasukomi Olaleye, disclosed this while welcoming to his office the Commissioner for Information, Prince Dotun Oyelade, who paid him a courtesy visit. Olaleye said that the state has achieved massive gains in agricultural output over the last 3 years, attributing the progress to Governor Seyi Makinde's consistent investment in mechanized farming, seed distribution, fertilizer support, and training for farmers. The Commissioner highlighted 4 major interventions that have transformed the state agricultural landscape, including the distribution of 65,000 bundles of cassava stems to farmers, the provision of hybrid and high-yield seeds, free fertilizer supply, and the state tractorization program. In business, the federal government has unveiled the Nigerian Postal Service automated payment solution for inbound international delivery items. The innovation is expected to eliminate long queues, improve transparency, and simplify customs payment for millions of users and businesses engaged in cross-border trade across Nigeria. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, described the initiative as a living example of how a modern public service should operate in partnership with innovators, technology, and citizens. Represented by the Ministry Permanent Secretary, Rafiu Adelado, the minister said the collaboration between NIPOST and its private sector partners, Paystack, Sendbox, and Messenger reflects what is possible when government agencies embrace digital innovation and citizen-focused service delivery. In sports, the Nigerian Women Football League (NWFL) has approved Wednesday, 26th of November 2025 as kick-off date for the new season. The announcement was made at the end of NWFL's annual General Assembly in Port Harcourt. The NWFL announced that the league will be played in 2 group formats with a total of 20 teams to participate in the 2025-2026 season. And that's about it. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast, and on X at Dominion Cast. And that's Daybreak News. I am Anoluapo Ido. Thank you for watching.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. This is Newspaper Headlines and Analysis, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have with me Lekon Shabuwale, a journalist and public affairs analyst. Welcome on board.
Good morning, Yemi. How are you?
I'm very well. Let's start from this headline on the Guardian newspaper that says that petrol may eat 1,163 naira per litre as federal government target 4.8 trillion naira yearly from fresh tariff. And when I read the report, it said that the federal government is doing this to ensure that, unfair pricing, is over, and also to boost our local refineries that a lot of Nigerians have given up on. What do you make of this, really?
Yes, according to the Federal Inland Revenue Service boss, Saka Dedeji, that's what he told Nigerians that there's a kind of disparity between the locally made petrol and imported, and they want to, adjust that price. But what one would have expected that the federal government should have created a kind of marginal framework, for market price of these petroleum products and ensure fair competition. Most times when federal government or any government at all, when you are the one that determines the price of any products, not only petroleum, you'll be adding more hardship, because what they have done now is 15% increment. It's as if they want to, now we'll be buying, now petrol is at 9.15, 9.20. Maybe in the next few days, you'll now be seeing petrol stations adjusting their price to 1,050 naira, 1,100 naira. And, petrol, it's a commodity that affects everybody, all Nigerians. Whether you have a car, whether you don't have a car, whether you are a trader, whether you are a student, everybody. Because by the time, they start selling petrol as 1,050, 1,100 naira, of course, it goes around, transportation, the high price of foodstuffs. And so, it is not a good thing. It is not too good. One would have expected the federal government to find a means of, even if you want to increase your internally generated revenue, you should have looked elsewhere, and not on the product, that brings virtually all Nigerians, you remove petroleum subsidy, people are still complaining. We are just, gradually getting out of the pains, and the hardship of fuel subsidy, if at all, if Nigerians are getting out of fuel subsidy hardship. But now we have another 15% increment. It is, I totally disagree with the federal government, and if you want to increase IGL, I think there are better ways, to do that, and it should not be on, petroleum products. Some people are arguing that, all these things are geared toward encouraging Dangote refinery. Yes, it is good to encourage locally, our local refineries, but don't do that at the expense of Nigerians. If you want to encourage Dangote, you can find another ways, another means, of encouraging Dangote. You want to stop petrol importation into Nigeria. Yes, it's good, but the question is, do we have enough petroleum products that can go around Nigeria, that can go around the country? Because if you are saying you want to discourage importation, you want to encourage Dangote refinery, by the time can Dangote produce all that we need in this country?
Okay, I think Dangote talked about increasing, his barrel per day to 1 million above.
See, we should not be waiting until Dangote. What we are saying is that, do we have in Dangote refinery, do we have that product already? By the time you stop importation, or you are hiking the importation VAT and tax and all those stuff, all because you want to encourage Dangote, do we have that product even in Dangote refinery? Because if you don't have that product, we need maybe 4 million barrels per day in Nigeria, and Dangote is producing 1 million barrels per day. There will be scarcity of the product. That is another problem. So why can't you just create a kind of market framework and make sure that there is fair competitions, among whether you are producing locally or you are importing. You don't have to bring in because just because of one person you want to encourage Dangote, and you are now increasing this, increasing that, trying to discourage. Yes, it's good to encourage our local refineries, local manufacturers, local companies, but don't do that at the expense. Nigeria, we are just growing. So you understand? So all these things are not something that you can just do in one day. So if you are sure that Dangote can supply all what we need in Nigeria, if you are sure that we have more than enough, like 3-4 years ago, during the government of President, like even 5 years ago, during the regime of late President Muhammadu Buhari, there was a time rice importation was banned in this country, and we now depended solely on the production of local farmers. And as at that time, even the imported rice was sold as high as 100,000, 110,000 in this country. But what we are saying is that before you take all these type of decisions, make sure that we have abundance in Nigeria. Because if you don't have, what you are just trying to avoid, in fact, it will even be more worse than what you don't want. You are avoiding a car. Now you now go and eat a trailer. It's not too good. So it is very important for the federal government to make sure that, do we have these products in abundance? Yes, if we have it in abundance, and we are sure that Dangote refinery can sustain the production of all what we need in Nigeria. Yes, we are Nigerians. Dangote is in Nigeria. Let's go. But don't bring in more hardship on Nigeria after the removal of fuel subsidy. Now increment of 15%. Nigeria now be paying over 99% on petroleum product. It is not too good.
What is the usefulness of our refineries apart from Dangote refineries now? Because I read a story yesterday talking about the NNPC speaking about our refineries, because Nigerians are saying, why can't we sell it off and use the money for something much better?
Well, the truth of the matter is that before the coming of Bayo Julari, the Mele Kyari of those days, was telling Nigerians that our refineries are working. It was until Bayo Julari came and just opened a can of worms that these refineries, yes, they are working, but you are pumping in almost 10, you are pumping in 10 million, for example, you are pumping in 10 million naira, you are generating 1 million naira. What is the essence of the refinery? So the best thing is for us to sell them off. But I don't know why the federal government, Dangote has even applied, to take over these refineries. But I don't know why federal government, are not thinking towards selling off these refineries. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has claimed that, yes, the refineries are not working, but they are our national assets. And he doesn't want to sell a national asset. But for me, if you have a national asset that is not working, so what is the essence of that? Is national asset a national museum? It is only a museum that you keep artifacts and artworks, because because of the incoming generation, next generations, for historical purposes. But are we keeping our refineries for historical purpose? If they are not working, it can be sold off. But I don't know, I don't know the decisions why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at that time took that decision. Maybe, possibly, the decision can still be changed. Maybe.
I think that's very possible. Let's look at for other two players. Let's talk about the service chiefs now. There's a story I read this morning that talks about the fact that the president crowned them, recently. The investiture happened recently, and then he said something very profound. He said, "Deal with these enemies. I'll provide all that you need." Now that they've been crowned, new faces in town, should we expect results in the security apparatus of the country?
Yes, that's the tradition, the moment you have new sheriffs in town, you see so much noises, like yesterday, I was reading I saw the chief of army staff, Waidi Shaibu. He has made so many changes, posting and redeployment of army chiefs in his commander. Yes, we are hopeful that with the coming of these new service chiefs, things will be better. Then we have more. We have improvements in the area of terrorism and banditry, and But one thing that is clear, and it is the fact that the federal government, has been trying its best, making provisions for most of the things that our gallant officers, all those weapons, all those ammunitions that they need to confront these terrorists and bandits. But another way, another step that I'm expecting the new service chiefs to take is to look at the welfare of these army officers.
Okay.
Especially those, at the combat field. From so many informations, reliable informations that we are getting, most of these officers are not being well taken care of. So there is a need for the new service chiefs, a directive from the new chief of defense staff to all the service chiefs to critically look, at the welfare, because it is very difficult for someone, for a man to leave his wife and his children. You send that person to Sambisa Forest fighting, even if you are providing him with good ammunition and weapons, he will always be thinking about his family back home. So how well are you taking care of the families of these people at the war front? So my appeal to these service chiefs is for them to, give priority, to the welfare of the junior ones, especially the combatants.
So they don't vote.
So that, aside from revolt, some of them, at the war front, they run away. We have seen so many of them. Sometimes the guy was, someone was, I was at the gathering and a man was saying that he ran away. Can we call that a retired army officer or a runaway army officer? He said he ran away, he dropped the weapon and he ran away because they are not being well taken care of. And the man said he remembered his wife, he remembered his 5 children, and they are not getting what they need to get. So the man was, I was just, listening, and the man said he dropped the weapon and he fled. So no benefits, no allowance, no gratuity, no pension. But the man said he's happy because he's now with his family, even though things are not the way they used to be. But he believes that he will still bounce back. So it is very important for these service chiefs to take good care. It's not easy you hand over ammunition, weapons to someone to go and be fighting, and you are not taking care of his family at home. It is, go to some of our barracks, and you see dilapidated buildings. Are you taking care of them health-wise? Their salaries, their emoluments, allowances, all those things need to be looked at. So, I believe that enough of you want to buy ammunition, enough of let us talk about the welfare of this army officer. Let us talk about the welfare of these combatants. It should not be only the lieutenant general, the generals, the brigadier general, the colonel that you're enjoying. The truth of the matter is that most of these junior officers, the warrant officers, the sergeants, the captains, they need to be well taken care of. If you want to, for you to get the best out of a man, you have to take care of him. You have to encourage him. By the time you encourage him, give him all his family needs, you will see that the person we put up is very best. So my appeal to the service chiefs is, don't let us continue to be doing it the way we've been doing it. By the time most of these service chiefs are out of service, you now be, by the time you started, by the time you start earning figures of money, look at the case of Dasuki, Sambu Dasuki. So most of these people are not well taken care of, and they are complaining. But the truth of the matter is that who will they complain to? They are not like a civil servant, public servant that goes on strike, NS, they don't go on strike. But whatever they are facing, but most of them are they will just run away. So most of them will even collaborate with the terrorists. We have seen some of them that gives their arms to terrorists, they give weapons to bandits, and they work with them. So what the word that we are even fighting is as if we take 2 steps forward, then 5 steps backward. So it is very important for the new service chiefs to look critically at the welfare of those that are working, under them. Very, very important.
I think you're spot on, because one of the reasons that led to one coup at a time in the past was because the junior officers felt they were not taken care of. And so they partnered with some other persons, though the coup failed. But then that was what led to it. Okay, let's talk about another issue, because I think that's a very good advice, though. I just hope that the people who needed to listen.
Yes,
This headline on The Guardian says, APC gains upper hand in House as defections reshape power balance. Some measures are saying it appears APC has taken over the entire country and 2027 is a done deal. But then the likes of PDP, even ADA, recently, INEC has given us an info to say, okay, they've scaled through the process, and of course, the registration is on the way. ADA, APC, or not APC now, Labour Party and the likes, what happens to them? This is not the first time that we'll have like over 20 governors in a certain political party. It happened with the PDP in the past, but then they lost the election in 2015.
Sure.
What do you make of this?
The truth of the matter is that, see, like I used to, this is the first time Nigeria will be having a politician as the president of Nigeria. Like I used to say, most of the presidents that we've had in the past, they are circumstantial presidents, From 1999, Obasanjo, we all know the reason why Obasanjo emerged as the president, Jonathan. So this is the first time that we will be having a core politician as the president of Nigeria. I know, and this man understands politics. As we speak now, we have 25 governors of APC. The time you are talking about, we have almost 28, 29 governors.
Still counting for APC actually.
For PDP then, you understand? But the truth of the matter is that, the difference between then and now is that then, we have circumstantial politicians. But now we have a core politician. It will be so difficult. It is possible, but it will be so difficult to outsmart someone like Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This is a man that 1999 to 2007, he was the last man standing, in the opposition parties, especially in the Southwest. And look at the trajectory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Look at what happened, during 2023 general elections. Look at all the machinations, look at all the plans, so many things happened. But this man emerged. Now, the man is sitting on the chair now, So what do you think? You can look at yesterday, all members of PDP from Enugu State in the House of Reps, followed their governor to APC. So, this is, if you observe in the last 1 month or thereabouts, you know, you will observe that all this noise about ADC, Labour, everything. You understand? So you know, this man understands this game, and this man, you know, he knows how to reward, he knows how to compensate. You know, even though there may still be some disgruntled members of APC that are complaining, but this man knows how to take care of everybody. So for me, I don't see President Bola, just like Wike said sometimes ago that, you know, 2027 general elections for President Bola Tinubu is a done deal. For me, if you considered all the, you know, where is ADC today? Nobody is saying anything from there.
But people are defected to the ADC too. Are you aware?
How many people? Okay. See, in the whole of National Assembly, we have just one ADC senator. Just one. Just one. How many ADC households do we have? How many ADC governors do we have? How many ADC senators do we have? How many ADC local government? See, I don't know, you know, anything can happen in politics, but, you know, looking at the indices that we have as we speak now, before that, in the last 2-3 months, we hear of ADC, Labour Party, Peter Obi, Atiku, El-Rufai, Amechi. Where are they now?
What if PDP and ADC comes together? Just like what we had in 2014, a coalition.
The truth of the matter is that it will be very, very difficult for PDP and ADC to come together, because PDP is having their own agenda, ADC is having their own agenda. Now, PDP has already sown their national chairmanship position to the north. So they're expecting that
presidential candidate should come from
the south. And, you know, ADC are saying that their ticket is free for all. Anybody can pick it. And we all understand the game that is being played out in PDP as we speak. We know that our governor in our state is planning to take over the ticket of the PDP, presidential ticket of the PDP. So that is, and Governor Shimagide is one of the leading leader of PDP as we speak. So, and it's going to be so difficult for Governor Shimagide to work with someone like Atiku Abubakar, who Governor Shimagide himself has described as a retired politician. So there are two parallel lines that will be so difficult that they can even, if they will meet at all, it will be very, very difficult.
Let's watch out for that, because anything can happen. Let's talk about
our fingers crossed.
Definitely. We'll talk about it soon enough. Let's talk about Natasha Akpoti-Addo. We saw a report yesterday where she invited Senator Akpabio and the other senators. And just like you're laughing, some senators also laughed, you know, because a lot of them did not expect it. But then Nigerians are saying you do not expect these two individuals to fight forever. This invite now, should Akpabio attend the event, will it put an end to all this brawl, you know, that has started, you know, from March up until now, really?
Yeah, do you know what? You know, politics is a very funny, I don't want to call it game. Politics is so funny.
Okay.
You know, who will have expected that in a day like this, in a time like this, Natasha will invite Akpabio to come and commission projects for her. But, you know, never say never in politics. You understand? Politics is so dynamic. You know, there is no permanent enemy in politics. There is no permanent friend in politics. You know, like I used to say, politicians, especially in Nigeria, they are so greedy, selfish. It's all about me. You know, in Natasha in Kogi State is having a lot of distractions, a lot of political enemies and opponents, led by former governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello.
She also has supporters who came out en masse to support her.
See, let me tell you, Yemi, with the current situation of Natasha Akpoti in PDP, in Kogi State now, you know, it will be very difficult if Natasha will not be realigning. It will be so difficult for her. You know, the situation that made her to emerge, then will not be there now. You know, Natasha emerged through the court process, not through election. The victory was later given to her by the courts. So, see, that will not be there in 2027. So there is a need for her. And don't forget that Natasha's husband, Uduaghan, is a very close associate of Senate President Akpabio. Very close associate. They are friends.
Even Natasha, they used to be very close.
They are friends. They are family friends. So it is becoming clear and clearer to Natasha now that there is a need for her to realign. Natasha is a member of PDP. Where is PDP in Kogi State today? Even in the National Assembly. You know, like a week, 2 weeks ago, she was complaining that even when she raised her hand, nobody calls her. So, you know, it is becoming clear to her now that she cannot continue the way she has been going for the sake of her constituency and for the sake of 2027. See, there is no good politician. We have very scanty ones that have a bit of interest of their people at heart. All what they think of is 2027. Natasha wants to make up again with Akpabio. It is now left for Akpabio to take his decision. There is nothing wrong for Akpabio to attend Natasha's commission, project commission. There is nothing wrong. Natasha is a senator, is a member of the Nigerian Senate. Akpabio is the Senate president. So, a senator of any political party in the National Assembly, in the Senate, you can attend this project commissioning. In the Nigerian Senate, there is no PDP, there is no APC, there is no Labour. They are all Nigerian senators. So if Natasha has invited Senator Akpabio to grace his project commissioning as the Senate president, yes.
You think he should attend, yeah?
Oh, of course, he should.
But saying he needs to be careful.
Yes, some people are saying that Akpabio should not spend the night there. Akpabio should not just go and come back that same day. See, that is not the issue. You understand? You know, Akpabio has been invited to grace that occasion. If he can decide to spend the night there, nothing will happen. He can decide maybe Natasha will now come during the middle of the night. We now, you know, all of these things, they are games. They are just playing games. These guys, they are just enjoying themselves. Don't be surprised. Next month or even next week, Natasha can announce a defection to APC. What will happen? You now be seeing Natasha and Yaya Bello sitting down together. You now be seeing Natasha and Ududu sitting down together. Someone that you want to remove almost 4 or 5 months ago. And that is politics. You know, politics is about my interest. You know, I go to where my interest is protected. You know, it is not as if they like Nigerians. It's not as if, you know, they want to serve us. And, you know, it is their personal ambition. Selfish interest.
Okay. I don't know, very quickly, I don't know if you've seen this video where the sister-in-law to Akpabio came out to say, I'm going to expose Senator Akpabio.
Almost a month now.
He has a case in France. He was almost arrested.
Almost a month now. You know, when this is not the first time that someone, governor of Akwa Ibom, Umwenu, when his wife died, I think his first daughter or something, or maybe second daughter came out and said he's going to expose the governor. That, you know, see, as a politician, as a public officer in Nigeria, especially in Nigeria, you know, people comes out with so many accusations. They come out with so many blackmails. Some may be true, and some may be false. But let us wait.
We get to find out.
The woman come out and tell us what the problem is.
Okay. All right. A big thanks to you, Leko Shiboale, a journalist and public affairs analyst, for being a part of the program today. There are matters that we'll revisit, soon enough, based on this discussion.
Sure.
Big thanks to the audience as well for being a part of the segment. We need to take a short break, and when we come back, we take big stories. Something Balogun is standing by. Abuluwayemi Adelakun. Good morning.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before, book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, good morning once again and welcome to The Big Story, the show where we dig deep into issues shaping industries, lives and legacies. Today we turn the spotlight on music industry, not just at the rhythm, melody or fame, but the business that sustains it all. Our topic this morning is understanding the business side of music. Many talents rise with great sound but fade away too soon, not because they lack gift or passion, but because they fail to understand the business dynamics that power, of course, success in the ever-evolving music world. From royalties to branding, streaming revenue to contracts, today we're exploring what it really takes to build a sustainable music career. Thank you for joining us this morning. I am Samson Balogun. All right, the Nigerian music industry is one of Africa's biggest cultural exports. A ₦1 billion ecosystem that has birthed global icons and chart-topping sounds. But beneath that is lies a complex network of deals, rights, marketing, and investment. Understanding this side of music separates those who make momentary hits from those who build enduring legacies. In Nigeria, where music strives as both ministry and business, many emerging artists often overlook key aspects such as intellectual property, distribution, management, and audience monetization. For gospel musicians in particular, the calling to minister must be balanced with wisdom to manage music as an enterprise, ensuring sustainability while keeping the message pure. Joining us to unpack this very vital topic is a man who perfectly embodies that balance, Peter Ayomeposi Lesomi, popularly known as Peter Genesis. Hailing from Ijeru, Ekiti State, Peter discovered his love for music as a tender age through the church choir, after officially starting his music career in 2017 with his debut single, Holy God. He went on to study the business side of music, determined to master both the ministry and mechanics of the craft. He has since released 2 inspiring EPs, organized numerous music concerts across campuses, churches, and communities, and touched lives globally through his songs. As the CEO of Kingdom Sound Empire, a fast-rising music company nurturing young gospel talents, Peter Genesis stands as a voice of purpose, blending passion, professionalism, and purpose in the pursuit of kingdom advancement. Of course, he's married, and his supportive wife, Mary Ayomi, together will serve as an instrument of God's glory, using music not just as entertainment, but as a channel for transformation and soul winning. Thank you for joining us on this show this morning. Peter Genesis, good to have you here.
Good morning. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, so many people have talked about your work and how distinct it has been so far. How did you discover yourself as an artist? Before we talk about business.
Yeah, anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I told myself that anything I'm going to do in the music scene must be excellent. So that was that, because we have a lot of artists, but what differentiates is there's a touch.
The niche you craft for yourself.
Yes. So it has been God and hard work putting into my music and my craft, learning more, getting more exposure, just to have more knowledge of what I do.
When did it all start?
In 2017, I found myself starting officially, but before then.
Let's go back a little bit.
Before then, let me say it started from my mom. My mom is a very, very good composer when it comes to music.
She sings too.
She sings too. And we grew up seeing her writing songs for the church choir. So at the very tender age, maybe 5, I've already found myself in the children choir, going up to the youth choir, then joining the mass choir. So it started then officially in 2017, I say, okay, let me just, apart from doing this in the church, let me be a blessing to the world. So that's how it started in 2017. Then we kickstarted it. But then there was no more knowledge about what we do. We just do it anyhow. But the more we grow, the more we do research, the more we go for classes, take courses, then I started getting more knowledge, more exposure about what I do. Okay,
you began your music career, of course, the music journey in the church. And at what point did you realize that music is not just ministry, it's not just what you do for fun, it's also business?
Yeah, after in 2017 when I started, I was just doing it. So I think 3 years into after 2017, 2019, I was on Twitter and I stumbled on a post talking about music business. I was like, is there something called music business? So I said, okay, let me venture into this thing and know the balancing on how to sustain your craft and also earning from your craft. So that's how I started into it. I joined classes on Twitter, bought books, go for seminars. I've traveled from here to Lagos for seminar, to Abuja for seminar on music, just to learn the music business. And I've done courses abroad on music business.
Yes, now, you have spoken about your inspiration for the business part of music. So, how has that changed the way you see things as an artist, as a business entrepreneur?
Yeah, it has changed a lot of things. I don't do things anyhow again. I tell people, because I organize music seminars too on music business. I tell people, I said, it is beyond just going to the studio and doing a song and just dumping it on a digital platform. The moment you start going to studio, you have started a business part of music, because you are paying someone to get a product. Your sound is a product. So you are paying a producer to produce a sound for you. You paid. So the moment you start paying someone to get something, you have started a business part of music. But many people think it ends there. They go to studio, they record the song, and they just dump it on digital platform without doing anything. They go. I even see people that they'll just you have not dropped a single just to be people to know the kind of sound they are bringing to the table. The next thing you see them dropping album, dropping EP. I tell people, no. It will just stay there. Nobody will discover you. So
it's a process.
It's a process. When you are cooking rice, there's a place you taste it. If it has salt, Maggi, everything is balanced. That's the first stage. You just put out a sound.
But we have seen people with no single, but they have albums.
Yes. it is a very long process. I have a friend I'm talking to right now. He wants to drop an album. I told him, I said, at least don't drop the album yet. Let us, out of the album, because I also work as an A&R, artist right? So I said, okay, let me hear the 5 tracks you want to drop as an album. So I listened to it. Okay, let us pick this one and push it out first. So people will understand what you do.
Your kind of sound.
Your kind of sound. Because people don't just, you can't drop an album and people go there and digest everything. You drop a sound first. So they'll understand the kind of sound.
That will give them the impetus to come for more.
Yes, it will now bring out your audience. Because for every artist, there's an audience for every artist. You cannot, it's not, all of us cannot start listening to, all of us is not an audience for Nathan Ebasi, for Dunsin, for Olamide, for all these guys. No, they have their specific audience. We call them die-hard fans. And sometimes you build a community and a family. People that once your song drop, they will want to start without your knowledge.
They'll help you market on your behalf.
Market it on your behalf because they have been synchronized with your sound. They have understand the kind of sound that you do, and they love what you do.
Okay, going back in a few years, since 2017 when you dropped Only God,
yes, sir.
What difference have you seen in the business part of music and of course operating independently, dropping music independently?
Yeah, I would say when I dropped Only God, I took down the song because of some reason, because I said, no, Genesis, this is not what I want to achieve, because then, you know, on my own knowledge, on my own level of knowledge, I did it. Later on, when I understand, I took it down, and ever since then, I've been putting out things together and understanding how my music goes. One of the things I understand is the data. Understand the data, where my music is being streamed, the demography, the age range, the time, and everything. Then I had to put those data together to do what? Okay. Since my song it has high listening in Italy, okay, let me do what? Let us put more promotion on that zone. That zone. Okay, who are those that are listening to it? Is it men? Is it women? Is it children? What is their age range? Then what is the time? What time are they listening to it? So we do what? We get those data. Then we now do is what kind of song they listening to in that environment? What kind of sound? What interests them the more? In a sound, is he Afro? Is he Apala? Is he high praise? Is he slow worship? Is he reggae? Then we do what? We re-strategize and we do something just to suit that environment.
Now, basically, let's go back a little bit and let's talk about business angle of music. Let's break it down for a young musician who's just coming up that really does not understand all the grammar. Now, what does it really mean to actually make money from music?
Yeah, the business part of music sustains the craft. Okay. It sustains the artist. At least I'm like 10 years and more in Ibadan here. I've seen many artists rise and they are no more. I don't want to mention names. And when I did my research, I noticed that most of them just go to studio, do songs without the knowledge of the business side. So the money they have with them, they invested it in the music till they got fizzled out. No money again. They are not getting a return on
investment. They call it ROI.
Yeah, ROI is a very bad kind of business. When you invest in something and you're not getting your return back. So one of the main purposes is you invest in your music to get a return on it. It's not a bad idea. I tell you, it's not a bad idea when you get a return from what you have invested in. And it is very, very important for artists to understand the business part of music. Don't just drop song. I was speaking to an artist a few weeks. I told him, I said, you just go to the studio, you spend huge amount of money, and you put your song on audio mark. I mean, you can't generate what you need to generate. You just put your song. Some people just put their song. They'll go to YouTube. They'll put their song on YouTube. You check their YouTube channel. They also have maybe 10 subscribers, and you have invested heavily in your music. So the best way is get someone that understands how it works. I manage artists. I promote artists. By privilege, I've been able to promote like 4 to 5 artists from the USA. Here in Nigeria and Africa, we got them dancers and promoters in Kenya, in Uganda, in Zimbabwe, and it was massive. It was massive. We got some dancers. The orphanage in Uganda, and what I noticed was that these guys have been able to dance to a song by Chris Brown and on their Instagram, and the turnout was massive. So I reached out to their management. I said, I have an artist. It's a gospel artist. I want us to do something for him. They said, no problem, and we paid. So within 24 hours, we got nothing less than 7 million streams on that song through Instagram. Because we focus on Instagram, we focus on TikTok, we focus on Facebook. So we do it like that, and multiple playlists for the song. And the essence of playlist is that it brings you to a wider audience. Okay. Imagine I put my song on a playlist in Ghana. It means I'll be exposed to people in Ghana. I put my song on playlist in Italy. I'll be exposed to people in Italy. New audience. And once people get to listen to your song
and they like this song,
they become your fan. So that's how it works. So it is important for artists or a minister to understand the business part of music. That's what sustains the craft. Okay. I don't want to start mentioning names because all these are big ministers. They have a team that works on their management, music business. They want to just go to the studio, sing, and they drop their song. And you see, I was checking this song. I have decided to follow. I was telling my pastor. Gaze has never hit 1 million stream on Spotify or YouTube. I was surprised that when I checked it, 14.8 million streams just in 5 months. Now on YouTube, he has 63 million streams. That is something.
That's quite massive.
So you cannot tell me somebody like that can get royalty on that song. It will be confidently, single-handedly, is going to rent Liberty Stadium or Adama Sigba for a show. Because what? He has made the money. Thank you, sir. He's getting a ROI back on his music.
And it's not something that is static. It comes in as long as
monthly payments, people still stream it. And there's something that people don't understand. Let me just say this. If an artist dies, 70 years later, he will still be collecting royalty, which means if an artist has a song,
such an artist can leave a legacy for the family,
for the children, for the family.
Okay, now let's talk about what we are talking about now. We want to expand it a little bit more. Okay, some people do not understand royalties, publishing rights, and contracts.
Okay, sir.
What's the difference?
Okay.
And at which time does all these come to play?
Okay, once you have a song and you go to the studio, you have the right to publish it, which means you are the sole, like you are the CEO of the song, you are the artist. It is my song to publish it. You are giving. So once you give your song to
after recording a
song, let's say you record a song, you go to expression, you record a song. The next thing is to get your song on digital platform. That's you are giving the people to publish your song. Then there are some digital platforms. I use one RPM. I've used symphonies. They give you access. Okay, we can publish your song, or you register yourself. Okay. You register yourself with BMI and some other publishing organization to publish your song, so that your song won't be people won't steal the song from you, because people steal song. You see, people go to the stage and they'll start singing people's song, and they'll say, this is my song. Say, why? Did you publish? Do you register the song? Do you publish? Do you register the song? So that is that. Then contracts. A lot of people have signed some contracts that has bring them down. I remember 5 years ago when I was in a rush, like I want to get signed to a record label, because as an independent artist, it is not
especially easy. In terms of funding.
Funding is not easy. It's crazy sometimes. And sometimes we go to programs and the money, the personal money will go into it, and the glory of God is a work of God. Your personal money will go. Sometimes we spend. I remember the time I did a concert. I did a tour. I used to do tour every year. It's called Jesus Tour, to campuses. We go to Ilorin, go to Abeokuta, go to all those. That year alone, I spent almost 1 million naira just for those programs, because I go with all my team. So we get a boat that takes us there, feeding, hotel, and everything. So I got a contract from a record label in USA. But because of the knowledge of contract that I have little knowledge of contract then. I have a boss ahead of me, so I send the contract to the boss. But in the contract, he said that I'll be the one to fund every of my projects, and the reality will still be 50-50.
Wow.
It's a very bad contract for me. Investing my money, imagine I spend...
And you still get out of half of the return.
Yes, imagine I spend 5 million on a song, and at the return we have 15 million. That means we are going to share it. Instead of me to take maybe 80%, they are going to take it 50-50. So it's a bad contract for me. Many artists have signed contract, and it has. I remember recently. I remember when this guy Chris Daniel signed the contract there with G Worldwide, blah, blah, blah. He signed that they should change, he signed his name into it. So people who sign contract, they will not read very because of, and I'll advise artists that before you sign any contract, make sure you read carefully or you get an entertainment lawyer.
Okay.
It is very, very important. Every artist can afford a lawyer. Every artist can afford, or you make friends with them. Just
for that purpose, so
that you won't sign something that will, that will take or kill somebody's career. Then at the end of everything, maybe you have signed this contract, you published your song. That's where royalty comes in. Royalty comes in. ROI, return of investment. It's called ROI, return of investment. You have invested in your music, at least at the,
get something back.
At the end of 6 months, a year, maybe 3 months, and you see that your song is, some artists, their song is doing well. Also, people are streaming their song, and the amount that they are giving them is very little. So you must understand, okay, you must have a data of how your song is going. You must understand, okay, per stream on Spotify, how much do they pay? On Apple Music, how much do they pay? On Boomplay, how much do they pay? On Audiomack, on Deezer, on YouTube Music, you must understand. Do your research. It is online. Understand. Then calculate with the amount of streams you have. Then you understand, okay, at the end of 6 months, I'm expecting that amount of money. Not that, at the end, you don't understand. And
when you see the figure, you know how much you expect.
Yes. So there's a way you calculate it. When you see the figure, you calculate with this and this, and you get your return back on it. So it's very important for upcoming music ministers and artists to understand, because as a farmer, you must understand the risk, the business part of everything. Of maybe you want to start rearing layers. Okay. There's a risk and there's a profit. Broilers is different from goats, is different from cow. So you must understand. As an artist, you must understand what you are doing. You must understand the basics. Because the basis. These are little things that people need to understand. I just see people put their song online and I laugh. And one thing is, many artists don't want to learn. They don't want to learn. When you try to talk to them, I've organized meeting in Badon here, music seminar that we just have 5 people, just for free. People will not come down. What are they saying there? I know.
Is it because they think they know everything they need to know?
Most of them believe that they know what they need to know. Many of them believe that there's nothing like that.
Oh, because I have an account on Spotify, I can just put my music.
People can just go there. You can open a Spotify account and just put your music there, and your music will be there. Your music will be there. So I can say after my song Only God, I did another song, and on that song in just 3 months I got 100,000 on my song. And I did not really I helped an artist. She's also she's an actress. I want to say this so people understand. She's an actress, and we upload a song for her on digital platforms. And I said, Ma, let us do marketing and promotion for this song. He said, yeah, this is me. I said, okay, what platform are you popular on? He said, Momo TikTok logo. I said, okay, let's log in on that TikTok. And we started. She created 1 million videos. And TikTok pay per videos, not per stream. Per video. If you are able to do 10 videos, they'll calculate everything for you, add it to your royalty on your dashboard. This one created 1 million videos. And the video that has the lowest stream had 500k streams. Wow. And at the end of 4 months, she did not give us money for promotion. Like, she did not give us any money for promotion. No. At the end of 4 months, she collected 500,000 naira. Wow. Just because she used a what? A phone. At TikTok. So understanding the platform that works for you.
Your kind of music.
Your kind of music too. Your kind of music too. So that is it.
Okay, now people talk about artists looking for hits instead of structure. What's the difference between these two?
Artists looking for hits instead of structure. The first thing is you must have a structure. Once you have a structure, you create hits. Because I've seen many artists that have created hits without a structure. After that hits, they are not able. Fade. Because they are not able to build or bring out another hit, because that hit can come like a lock. I can do a song now and it just come like a lock. But when I have a structure, a solid team, we can work towards creating it back to back.
So what's the disadvantage of having a hit before having a structure?
The advantage is that when you have a hit without a structure, unless you have a good management team that once you have a hit, they can build a structure for you. And the first thing, when we talk about structure, is the first thing is you must be able to at least record as much as possible song. Don't just drop one song and in another few months, you now go to studio again. At least when you are being signed or you are an artist, you are coming up, you're able to record as much as possible song, then build a community. Have people that can handle this for you, handle this for you, handle this for you, people that understand it. So when you have a structure, like you have a manager, your friend can be your manager that understand music, or somebody that understand music, then they build a structure for you, like online presence, all those things for you. Then once you have a hit, you have something to, you out of the songs that you have been able to record, you have been able to record in your structure, you can go back there and pick out of it. But once you have a hit, I've had many people that they have a hit song, and after that we don't hear them again because there's no structure. Structure we can't build a house without a structure. We can't build a house without a foundation. The foundation for a 3-bedroom apartment is different from the foundation for a 2-story building. The Cocoa House in Dubai, the foundation is different from this building. So as high as the building will be, that means the foundation must be deep. That means they must have a solid foundation for every artist, a solid structure before you have a hit. You might not have a hit and you will still be making your money. Do you understand? You might not have
having a hit.
Yeah, you still making your money because people will still love and stream your song. What happened to Olamide that has it at all time? What happened to Dunsi that has it at all time? Because there is solid structure. He has a team of musicians. Anytime the song comes, guys, let's go to the studio and go and record. Olamide, I heard that every artist that they sign, the artist must record at least 200 songs. At least for a start.
There was a time ID Kabasa came on board and said he still has about 200 songs of
Olamide that have not released.
And they are potential hits if he releases them today.
That is we call it catalog. It's a structure. So if Olamide sit down there, we are only there's no more song again. What will happen?
There's something to work on.
Something to work on. But when you have a hit song without any song, that's just a hit song. Maybe that song just came. Maybe you are high on something, or you are just privileged to get the sound, and you go to the you go to show. People will be after 3 months.
They are expecting something
new. And you are not able to give them. What will happen?
Forget about the artist. Now, very quickly, let's talk about artists who actually pay for songs. They have a hit and they cannot keep up with the momentum, so they are looking for composers to give them something to work on. So sometimes it changes the style, it changes the genre of music. Now, how does that work out in the business part of it?
An artist must not stick to a genre of music. As an artist, you must be dynamic. Okay. You must be able to go here, go here. I'm a worship minister, like thick worship and prophetic. So most of my meetings, power. Okay. But recently, I told myself, I said, Genesis, people have known you with this. And I did a 5-track of Afro pop. When I started, people were saying,
gospel.
Yes, sir. People were saying, yes, we have known you with worship. The time I dropped one song, Me and You, people heard that song. Somebody reached out to me and said, this guy, you are a bad boy. I said, as an artist, so as they're looking at me, I can do Apala, I can do Fuji, I can do reggae. Because people might be tired of one style that I'm doing. Let's look at Olamide. Olamide was a rapper. When he started about, when it comes to a time, he switched.
He became a singer. He became a singer. He started singing.
He became a singer. He got to a time, he started singing with Ega. Do you understand? That is that. People will not be tired of you. When you have different, when you can move like this, different you can move like this. They won't predict that, next song, don't worry, my drop. It's like this, it's like they won't be able to predict you.
Now, let's do a juxtaposition of what you are talking about. We have some artists in the country who are known for one particular beat. Mm-hmm. So when there is a song that has dropped, you know which beat is coming from, just that you don't know the lyrics. But then for some artists, they can come in different forms, and different kind of genre of music, and they will still be making sense. Mm-hmm. Now, for artists who are more like artists who they have been known for a particular kind of music, and they have not changed. So in the long run, what will happen?
What will happen is people, fans will get tired.
Do they get bored of their sound?
Of the kind of sound. They get bored. I'm also a listener. I listen to people's songs. Also, when I expect that this guy has been giving us this, he has been, it's like maybe you are in a place and you are being fed with rice. You get out of it. You want to eat jollof rice. You want to add chicken to it. You want to add egg to it. So people will get tired. So now imagine an artist that give us a sound, give us a song here, or an artist that drop a 5-track EP, and on that EP we can get 3 sounds from it. The main Afro pop that it does, and now see that this guy did another kind of Afro fusion, did that. Or another thing is, or you as an artist that have a sound that you cannot, like you have a kind of sound, kind of song you cannot change. Try to feature or collaborate with other
people
artists,
of different
styles. What you do when you collaborate with people of different styles is that you bring their sound to your audience. You bring your sound to their audience, like you mix it together. You are getting your sound to new audience that would like, oh, this guy, I would like this kind of sound. But when you are an artist that you have this kind of sound and you don't want to feature, you don't want to collaborate, people will get bored of your sound.
Now, let's talk about collaboration, because that was where we were going in the first place. Okay, sir. Now, for artists, what does collaboration mean? You just mentioned one that you can actually be able to extend your sound to different audience. But then beyond that, what does collaboration mean for an artist, especially upcoming artists and people already making it big in the industry?
Okay, for upcoming artists, somebody like me that God is still helping us. I dropped a song a few months ago and the turnout was massive. And I told myself that I want to do the remix of this song and I want to collaborate with a bigger artist. The reason being is that once you collaborate with other artists, you expand your reach. I featured an artist in USA last year on a song, Calvary. It brought me to the audience. Sir, that song had in my in my streams and in my songs.
It stood out.
Yes, I've not reached the stream that song had. That song had over 50,000 streams just in a month.
Wow.
Because the artist is a bigger artist, the gospel artist is a pastor, and he has an audience. He's a bigger artist in the USA. His name is Joe Brown. And when I featured him, it brought my sound to people
to
there.
A different kind of audience.
And I brought his also sound
back to Nigeria.
Back to Nigeria. So it gives your song a new reach, new expression, and new exposure.
Now, let's talk about Kingdom Sound Empire, which you run.
Yes, sir.
And it's a fast-rising music company in Nigeria.
Yes, sir.
What challenges have you faced so far?
I've faced a lot of challenges, and one of the challenges we face is funding and artists being loyal to you. My first, because I do gospel, so I decided to pick up a hip-hop artist. The first hip-hop artist I picked up, you know, as an artist manager to him, I did not charge him. Took him to studio for photo shoot, did a lot of things, dropped a song for him, put it on digital platforms, and in 1 week, we had 10K streams of one of his songs because the song was so hit. And the Egma Adubo called him that. If you were born in now, leave that guy. Let us be the one to preview. We'll be using our own car to take you to shows. Don't worry. And the guy left. And that was it. He was not able to record the hit song that we are able to put together. So a lot of challenges because artists are not loyal. A lot of artists are not loyal. They want to use you. Another thing is funny because we are trying to expand our reach to at least help as much as possible young talents that have the gifts but they don't have the platform. So
before we go this morning, what would you say to average Nigerian artists out there who are trying to make it big in the industry? Okay,
my advice for every artist that are coming up is find something doing. Learn a skill. Learn a skill because you need money for your you need money to push your sound and be consistent. Don't give us a sound now and the next 6 months you are giving us another sound. Be consistent. If it's possible, give us sound once in 2-3 months. If you drop one in January, drop another one in March. You are building your catalog. You are building your fan base.
Well, maybe Michael will learn how to make music, or Toby. But then let's talk about timing very quickly, about timing of dropping songs. How does it work?
Yeah, it works. It depends on the kind of, like, if like the way you want to drop your song. So if you drop a song in January, you push it from January, February, March. You can drop another song in March. You can drop a song in January, drop a song in February. You can drop 2 songs in a month, depending on the amount of fan base you have. So your fan base and how people are streaming your song will determine. So January, February, you can drop in March. April, you can drop in May. At least 2 months or a month interval, just to build your catalog and build. People will understand, like, oh, this sound. The more sound you drop to people, the more people get to know you. People enjoy what you do, and they ask for more.
All right, Mr. Genesis, thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you so much, sir.
That's been a wonderful session with you. We'll do to bring you back some other time and talk strictly business of music. That's been a wonderful session. All right, that's how we wrap up today's edition of The Big Story. Music is more than art. It's an industry, a ministry, and a mission. Understanding its business side is not just about profit, it's about purpose, impact, and sustainability. A big thank you to our guest this morning, Peter Genesis, for sharing his journey and wisdom with us. To every rising artist listening and watching us this morning, your sound is powerful, but your structure is what will sustain you. Until next time, next week, for example, I am Samson Balogun reminding you, dream big, stay grounded, and keep your rhythm in tune with purpose. Up next is Trend Watch. We'll be back after this time out.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok at Dominion Broadcast and on X at Dominion Cast. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB event today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, welcome back from that short break. The show is still Daybreak Live Extra right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice, where inspiration meets entertainment. Now it's time for Trend Watch on this show this morning. And I still have here Oluwapo Idowu and Oluwayemi Adelabu.
All right, we are glad to be back here. Well done. And we have such an interesting topic to discuss this morning because we got the news yesterday that Pastor Daybreak to lead special prayers for married youths. Okay. And then others are asking, when is the date? While some persons are saying something different. Let me read the paragraphs to you. It says, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, says they will hold a special prayer for married youth, waiting mothers, and their families. Adeboye made this known in a statement issued by the Special Assistant to the General Overseer Administration, RCCG, Pastor Ladele Balogun, in Lagos on Thursday. That was yesterday. He announced that, driven by divine inspiration, the special prayer session would focus on singles and matured singles, waiting and expectant mothers and their families, because we have a lot of singles, and this year has not been easy for the
said
singles.
matured singles, not just singles.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So if you are not matured,
I think we have singles, matured singles.
Okay.
Then we have waiting mothers too.
Okay. Well, I think one thing we should get crystal clear is that some people they are single by choice, right? Take, for example, the economic situation in the country. You feel it's absolutely unreasonable to bring someone else's daughter into your home and starve her. You might just decide to stay, somewhere and wait until you feel like, well, I might be able to take care of that responsibility now. It's about personal conviction in some cases, but in some cases it might be spiritual. I'm not against that, but in most cases it is a personal conviction. I think I'm not ready, and I don't want to, put myself in such situation. So people have that mindset most times. I think that maybe I'm probably speaking on Anu's behalf this morning. I'm speaking on his behalf.
It's one topic I really do not like to talk about. But again, let's speak to data. According to this release also, they said that there's a particular survey in Nigeria that showed that singles and mature singles make up more than 40% of the adult population. Right. So that's quite a thing to consider. Really? Now, I think I was trying to do a bit of research to see, okay, what could have been the cause? It mentions vital point to be, some of the points. But again, I have like 7 of them. So we are going to grade them. We'll do this together as an assignment for everybody. Now, 1, career focus. Could it be career focus? Could it be financial instability, social media impact? Could it be changing values? Could it be lack of opportunity? Some of us know they see women. Anyway, that's by the way. There's personal growth and then fear of commitment, which is gamophobia, like some would call it, and then spiritual. So let's grade it. How do we place it? What do you think? Okay, so me, I'm going to go with, I'm not starting first, I'm asking the question.
Okay, let me take it first now. For some persons, I think it's spiritual. We've seen cases whereby some persons would deliberately go to Shiloh, take along the name of a man or a woman to say, I like this person. God, give me Tola, give me Tola. These things happen.
You see, before you go further on that one, you see, sometimes you wish for some things and it will not happen. Yes, 99.9% of God will do, he will not do, because it feels like you have what it takes to actually carry it out yourself, which he has empowered you with. Now, I want to cite an instance very quickly. You have bad character, right? People know you to be of bad character, of questionable character, but then you think, oh, I want so person. See, no matter how hard you pray, some prayers will just not be answered, because you have had so many boyfriends or so many girlfriends, but then you have questionable character. These people will leave you and go away, find someone else. So if you continue to find yourself in that situation, one thing you should do first is to screen yourself holistically. Am I worth someone who someone would love to spend the rest of their lives with. And if that is not the case, then check yourself. What are the things that can change? But then with your bad character, you are going to Shiloh to pray. It will not happen. Because people will always wake up. The moment they realize, oh, I don't think I can go further with this, then they will vanish.
Okay, you have a good point. And one more thing is, for some persons, they want to build their career first. They are brand builders. Because a lot of persons, even when you do all these love something beside them, they will just eat and leave. Really what are you doing? They don't even care about marriage or something. But I think this year has not been easy for the singles. You know, speaking about some things that I've seen, even around here.
I know he's shaking his head right
honestly,
now.
I don't know. But career is also a very good point, so that you want to build your career.
Financial stability too
is very important.
Career growth. And sometimes too, you feel like, you know, the readiness key is very important. You know, regardless of what you have achieved, you might just not feel convinced within you that you are ready for this. You know, it's different when you are married and when you are single. Take, for example, a place you call my space becomes our space. And then, I mean, there's a certain saying that you begin to act abnormally sometimes when someone encroaches your space and you don't feel comfortable with that person coming in. Yes, you must have understood that this will happen before you bring someone else's daughter, but you adapt to that situation. It takes a long time. So that is why this thing must have been practiced before it actually happens. You must have understood what this person brings to the table. Otherwise, it's just an arrangement within 2-3 months, and then you guys are living together. I can bet it with my life that you know, you might not find it that rosy.
One day you might just wake up and say, I see someone beside you. Wait, do I know you? Because do you know that there was a particular couple that got a divorce because of toothpaste?
Right.
Let me share this with you.
The
very first one is not really cool with, you know, you pressing from the bottom, and then the other person likes to press from the bottom. So they've argued over time, and one day it just led to something very serious. You know, they dealt with each other with blows, and that was the end of the marriage. So there are certain things that you need to learn.
I had someone who said, my wife should not use my brush, or my husband should not use my... I mean, it became a problem, and they went to court, they divorced.
Oh, all right. Let's
toothbrush.
Permit me to come in from this angle. You know, I don't like doing dilly-dallying about marriage and all of that, but, you know, for all it's worth, I'm going to say a few things, right? Marriage makes sense when there are two people coming together, people who understand that this is what we want to do, who have an understanding. But there's also something they say, that it takes two to tango. It doesn't just take two, it takes two good heads to tango. Okay. Because if two people averagely just come together, they will tango back, they will do that you know the time. So my point is, what makes more sense in marriage is when there's maturity. On both sides, right? Yeah. When the two parties are mature. Now, I'm saying not just maturity in the sense of what you call maturity, but maturity financially, maturity emotionally, maturity spiritually, and in every facet of life. If a man or a woman is not developed, or if one is developed and the other is not, it's still a problem. They will speak on different platforms. Everybody, one is saying this, the other is saying that.
Different understanding.
They would not get to understand themselves. They would not get to. One might even be trying to. I want to understand my husband, or I want to understand my wife. I'm trying to see why she's.
Your husband becomes further mathematics.
And so it becomes, instead of, there's a way a man of God, Alberto Oduwole, would put it that it makes more sense if you marry a prayer partner than to marry a prayer point.
You know, Apostle Femi Lazarus said something one time that before you marry someone, go and check the person's comment on social media. You think it's very minute, but it's something very important.
Please do. And talking about comment, I think we should take just 2 comments and then we sign out. And then we go.
Very funny comment.
God's daughter says we need to make these existing marriages work first. Lots of misconceptions about marriage, getting more people married might not be the solution. We have single mothers out there. We have single fathers out there. Marriage crashed and they have not been able to, you know, get things sorted. And lastly, let's take this one. Vehicle says we need good governance. Not be by prayer alone. Most youths still they find job, and that's quite important. That wraps it up on this show this morning. We say thank you for everyone that has been a part of this show so far, all through the week. Do well to link up with us again next week, same time, same station, and of course it's every day, Mondays to Fridays. And of course on Fridays you have Daybreak Live Extra, something extra. And of course I know you have gotten something extra on this edition of the show. Until next week when we shall be meeting again, I say keep being good out there, keep being safe. Bye for now. Samson Balogun is my name.
Thank you for being a part of the show. Before I go, if you are really intentional as a single person, you might just be out of the WhatsApp group of the single people in a few weeks. My name is Oluwayemi Adelako. Please enjoy moderately. It's weekend. Bye for now.
I know you should try that.
And just so you need something to do this weekend, if you don't have a cup of coffee or cocoa, you can take your cup of cocoa, but whichever way. My name is Anulu Akweru. Thank you very much for joining us.
Daybreak.